How am I working full time and still broke? Like, how am I working this much and still stressed about money? Every time I get paid, it's gone to bills. Like, I knew I couldn't keep going on this way. So I started looking for ways to make money online. I'm still new, I'm still learning, I'm still figuring things out, but I know I cannot stay where I am. Follow me if you're tired of giving all your time to a job and still struggling.
I'm broke to the point where like I can't even laugh about it anymore because like it's not a joke. Like I'm actually broke. So I've decided if any of you guys want to come help me out, you can buy a really big box, put me in it, put fragile, overnight ship me to another country for 80 bucks. I'll pay you the 80 bucks. I don't have to pay for the plane ticket, which would have normally been like 1,500 bucks. And if anyone wants to come with me, like we can go on a diet before, I don't know, and try and both fit in the box. And put fragile. We'll put some air holes. Because there's no way I'm affording a $1,500 ticket to another country, but I'll do that.
Every single day is still broke should piss you off. Right now, you living paycheck to paycheck. You are working just to be broke. You are in survival mode, and you feel like there's no way to make a change in your life. You feel like there's no way to make extra income. So right now, you feel stuck because you don't know how to get ahead financially. You're broke. You're underpaid, and you also tired from work. And exactly what you're missing is income. You need income so you can stop living paycheck to paycheck and start being the person who have control over your life. You need to be the person who knows how to make money online so you can be financial free. So you can be free so you won't have to go back to a 9 to 5. You don't have to rely on 9 to 5. You don't have to depend on 9 to 5 because you're a person that knows how to make money from your phone. So if you know you tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you know you want to become the person who knows how to make money online so you can be free from all of it, go on ahead and come at the word freedom. I'm going ahead and send you everything to get you started.
I hate being vulnerable online.
Well, here's the thing, right? Making money online is a great opportunity in today's day and age. And I use the word opportunity very intentionally because it's an opportunity to get ahead for sure. But what I would recommend is if you're able to make money online, you should still keep your job and you should just work harder and you should use your extra hours in order to make money online. Because if you can get money on both ends while having some type of retirement, as well as it'll also offer you, insurance benefits that you don't have to pay for as an entrepreneur. But yes, it is an opportunity if you can figure out how to do that, which is a big if, by the way. But if you can figure out how to do that, that's an opportunity. But ideally, it's not that hard. We're just making it hard. All you need is a career. You need something that's going to appreciate with time. It's really just that simple. And by appreciate, that is a financial term for something that goes up in value over time. A house appreciates, a car depreciates. So find a job that just by you being in that seat and enduring and continuing to go to work every day, find a job to where you actually become more valuable over time. You, as the person, by you being in that seat and saying that you have XYZ years within that seat, you become more valuable. You wouldn't want, if you're fighting a case, right? The biggest case of your life, where you could be facing 50 years in prison. Do you want the attorney who's got 2 years of experience? Or do you want the attorney that's got 30 years of experience going to bat for you? You want the attorney with 30 years of experience. Do you want the mechanic working on your car with 2 years of experience? Do you want the mechanic working on your car with 30 years of experience? Do you want the person renovating your house with 2 years of experience? Do you want the person working on your house, renovating your house with 30 years of experience? It's really just that simple. And you have to endure. But what I'm noticing is that a lot of people want a quick fix. And they also want something that they can just jump into and start making the money as if they have 30 years of experience on day one. And it doesn't work like that. So ideally as well, pick something that you wouldn't mind doing and that you could actually enjoy doing and going to every day. And listen, I don't care if you like knitting. If you have to knit every day, even if you would have normally did it as a hobby, if now you have to do it from 9 to 5 every day, that's still going to be fatiguing. You're still going to have days where you don't want to do it. So you have to also understand that part of the process so that you're able to endure those periods and stay committed and stay on track. Y'all, before we get into the next clip, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and actually helps out more than you know. And also if you could hype.
But I just have to be so for real with y'all for a second. I just have to be so for real with y'all for a second. I work 40 hours a week and I'm broke. Like, I'm consistently broke. And I don't mean like, oh, I have just enough to pay my bills. No, 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 no. No. Credit card payments are late almost every month. The rent and the car payment are the only things that are like consistently on time. Everything else is like, I don't know how to prosper. I'm in my 20s and I feel like I'm constantly stressed out about the world, about my finances, about politics. I don't know how the fuck we're supposed to thrive in these conditions. And everybody's always like, oh, just find things to be happy. Everything costs money. I live in New York City. I leave my house and I spend $50 unintentionally. I don't know what to do, you guys. I don't know what to do. And it's so fucking jarring, like, to sit here and watch influencers and watch reality TV sometimes and hear that people are paying $7,000 a month for rent and $12,000 a month for rent. Like, wow. Wow. $12,000? That's crazy.
And man, when I was broke,
So she doesn't see the problem. She's got credit card debt that she can't even pay for every month, and that's continuing to build up and compound, and most likely astronomically. She's got credit card consumer debt, and she's focused on and getting stressed out about politics. She's getting stressed out about what influencers and people she's watching on TV and TikTok and Instagram are paying for their rent, and she wonders why she's not able to get her life on track. Ma'am, get singular, get focused, and just focus on yourself. Focus on clearing your debt and focus on ultimately getting into something more sustainable and maybe even getting in a sustainable relationship as well. But focusing on all these things you can't control, especially politics. What you worried about politics for? You can't control anything with that.
I did everything but die. I don't like when people can't be real about stuff, man. I don't even be trying to be funny. I be being serious. When you broke, do you know how expensive it is to be broke? And see, I be thinking that people be thinking that broke is just some way out there type of. No, man. Do you know that some people are literally one paycheck, maybe even a cent, a couple of dollars away from being broke? Talking about the type of broke to where you have a way to make money, and of course money may come, but you need money to do certain things, to maneuver, and you know what I'm saying? The type of broke where, yeah,
Yeah.
you probably can borrow some money from people, but it's hard out here for everybody. And so that same money that you borrowed, once you get your money again, you gonna have to play catch up on the stuff you couldn't pay for, and then find a way to pay the people back who. But it's expensive to be broke. It really is. And see, it's just crazy because people don't even know how common being broke is. Broke is really common. Should it be common? Absolutely not. But it's more common than you really think it is. You need money for everything. You literally need money for almost everything. And when you ain't got none, or when you ain't got enough to take care of things that you need it for, man.
I just have one question, real quick.
Before we get into her question, you know what's funny? She said most people are a couple cents away from being broke. Yeah, you're right. It's worse than that. Most people are a couple cents away from being on the streets, and we see it all the time, and it's becoming more of a common occurrence in 2026 and moving forward. So take it serious. And I say take it serious to say, I don't think that the way most people are coming on here complaining about it, I don't think that the way they're complaining on it as if it just happened to them and it's only a result of the economy. I don't think that is that simple. In a big majority of cases, I think what it also comes down to, because we saw it, we've seen it for the longest. People were living their best life. Regular people who were living paycheck to paycheck were always finding a way to somehow travel. I know someone who took out a payday loan to go to Jamaica and then end up owing that, and it started building up. A payday loan to take a trip to Jamaica. So really picture this. She didn't have the money to go. She didn't have the money to be able to afford it. And she took out a loan, the worst type of loan, worse than a credit card, a payday loan where you got to go to that sketchy building and get them to lend you that money just to take a weekend trip to Jamaica. And things like that was happening a lot more than we think. I wouldn't be surprised if that first chick who was worried about politics and had all the credit card debt, I wouldn't be surprised if she was paying for things that she really couldn't afford as well. And so we have to also consider that side of the coin as well, where there were people who were making horrible financial decisions, who didn't have to necessarily be living paycheck to paycheck, but any extra income that they would bring in, they would feel the need to spend it because they felt like just by having a stable job at the time and having just enough to be able to afford their bills and a little bit more, they didn't think to be like a squirrel and save some of those acorns and put it away for the winter. And so now, when life fluctuates, as we see that it has, they're just simply not prepared to handle it. And they're really in a situation where they face the risk to be on the streets. And I think that is a large amount of people as well that we have to be honest about.
There can't really be people out there that actually believe inflation's down and that the job market has never been better or any of this bullshit, right? Because it genuinely makes me rage when I hear this motherfucker stand up at that podium and talk about how inflation's gone and how everything's amazing because fucking where? Because according to my statistics, everyone I see on here and everyone I know is
Hey, y'all, real quick, look at what you see. She complaining about inflation. If I blow this up, look at this. Look at both sides of her shoulder. All these clothes she has. Look at all these clothes she has. Fresh face of makeup. Makeup is not cheap. Look at all the clothes she has behind her. And then got the nerve to be complaining about inflation. And I'm making an assessment, but call a spade a spade.
broke as fuck living paycheck to paycheck can barely afford to pay for their normal regular utilities like they used to. So I'm just wondering if shit's so great, like help a sister out. Why don't you guys spread the wealth? Help us all out since we're the ones apparently that just can't fucking get it. Like it's either that at this point or I'm about to catch a case the next time I hear someone stand up on this internet and have the goddamn audacity to sit here and say that everything's great in the economy and inflation is gone because um no. So if you are one of those people or you got to be on a trust fund or something or
Oh,
you're
really?
just fucking stupid because I'm sorry, it's not real. Don't even get me started on the gas shit because I don't leave my home ever other than to take my daughter to school 4 days a week. $20 used to last me damn near almost 2 weeks. I am using $20 at least once a week. So, they must just genuinely think we're all fucking idiots.
I'm 23, unemployed, and
Well, let me be the first to say it. Everything is great. And I love this economy. No, I'm just kidding. But understand, everything is an opportunity. And you have to be prepared for it when it comes. And I like to always try to think from an investor mindset, which means that I'm willing to be patient. And typically, when people are panicking, When people are panicking and when people are feeling like the world is about to end, that is usually a great indicator that there is a lot of opportunity to capitalize on capitalism. For example, with energy costs as well as the Fed not cutting rates the way that they said they were going to do because of energy costs as well as other things, the stock market is down. Oh, I got happy. See, and keep in mind, if the stock market is down, that means that whatever I have in it is down as well. But guess what? That is a buying opportunity. When the president started doing all these tariffs and all this type of stuff, and then the stock market went down, then, oh, that was a great opportunity. And I capitalized, and it went right back up. If you know, you know. And so you have to be prepared for these things. That way you can actually be in a position to capitalize. And I know we're watching a lot of things about people being broke and, it's not funny. It's not. But you better believe there's some people capitalizing out here. And there's some people thriving. And there's some people who's loving this economy. And if you stay disciplined when things are good and you don't get too ahead of yourself, you can set yourself up like that to where you're actually in a position to where no matter what happens in life, you're never hurting. Guess what? If the economy is great, the stock market's great. If it's down, there's buying opportunities. Nothing can ever hurt me. I'm always going to be able to see the opportunity within the chaos, amidst the chaos. And so I think a lot of people need to start moving like that because from what I see, a lot of people walking around out here like retirement is not a thing. And see, about me, I never want to retire because I want to keep my life force. I feel like when you retire, it's like you're dead, right? But from what I see, a lot of people want to retire and they want to retire as early as possible, but they're not moving like it. They're not moving like it at all. They don't even really think about retirement. They just think that it's going to come from somewhere. And we know that Social Security may be at risk as well. So I don't understand how people just don't have no urgency. And when they have opportunities, they don't try to capitalize on it and actually put something away.
Broke and I need some money. So, what are your favorite side hustles or ways to make money? Because I am currently still in school. So, I'm a full time student and I do babysitting every 2 weeks, but I want something to fill my other 2 weeks of time. I kind of want to sell like clothes on Depop or maybe get like a job at like a yoga studio or something like that. But, like, what are your other favorite ways to make money with like a really flexible schedule? Because I need to have some flexibility, obviously, or just like I don't know. Let me know, please. Thank you. Love you. Bye. I need money bad.
Ain't nothing worse
No,
than
no, you don't. No, you don't. She on here asking what are some ways to make money, flexible or whatever. Who thinks that she actually spent like 8 hours straight only looking that up, only focused on that of her free time, not her work hours? Still go to work, but who thinks like she really just got deep and granular and opened up one of these AI platforms and then paired that with Google and really was trying to like understand that and recognize the patterns and then say like, okay, how can I dominate in this? And that's what it's going to take moving forward. If you really are saying that you want to do something, you want to have extra streams, whatever. Oh yeah, you're going to have to take that serious. You're going to have to take that serious. Everybody keeps saying they want to come online or be a content creator or influencer or whatever. Okay, well, are you ready to take that serious? Are you ready to do whatever it takes and have no guarantees? If not, you're probably just going to waste your time if you're not actually committed. So I would just recommend you just focus on your job or your career and coming up in that. And maybe just kind of, you know, dabble with trying to make money online and maybe see if you can um, get lucky, I guess. It's kind of like crypto, right? Just make it something that you're diversified in, I guess. Most people will have their funds really invested in like an index fund or something diversified like that, real estate. And then maybe they'll put 3% of their net worth in crypto just in case it blows up the way that it did the first time. She may need to take that approach. Otherwise, you're going to have to really put your head down and really try to understand this.
And being broke, especially when you're a man. You know the popular saying, money can't buy happiness. They always say money and material things can't buy happiness. Fair enough, it can't heal and solve all things. It can't heal all wounds. But what does being broke get you? What can being broke buy you? That's it. Nothing. Anyone that tells you that they would rather be broke, they're happier being broke than having money, they're lying. Because I've been on both sides of being more self sufficient, and I've been stone cold joke broke. I'm talking about taking the bus and I'm checking my bank account because I'm worried I can't take another bus. I'm talking about going to the club and then I see a nice lady and I'm trying to buy her a drink. I want to buy a drink, but then in my mind, I'm like, I'm worried that my account is going to go red. It's going to decline. That type of broke. I'm telling you, when I'm broke, I feel sick. When I don't have money, I feel, especially as a man. I know I keep saying as a man, but I'm sorry, you women don't get it, bruv. you lot don't, you lot don't understand the pride, the pride that gets destroyed, the ego that melts and crumbles when we don't have money. You lot will never understand, fam. You lot will never understand. That's why men are meant to be the providers. That's why when we take you lot out, we like to pay for everything. Everything. It's all on me. Don't.
Well, here's the thing, right? Basically, what he's saying is, and what it is when you're broke, you're ultimately in survival mode, right? And anytime you're in survival mode, it's very hard to think clearly and it's very hard to be focused on your purpose. Funny enough, I'm not sure if you all have ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but let's just kind of go over that real quick because that can actually give a better representation of what I'm talking about. So this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Hopefully you can see it pretty well. But if you look at the bottom, and let me show what it says at the bottom too. At the bottom, you're probably not going to be able to see it for your mobile device. But the first thing is physiological needs, basic survival needs, food, water, shelter. Then as you move up the pyramid, you get to safety needs, which is basically the need for security, stability, and protection. So personal safety, job security, financial stability. Then the next thing up the ladder is love and belonging needs. So the need for relationships and social connections, friendships, family, romantic relationships. And then the next one is esteem needs. You see it has the trophy symbol, which that's when we start to get for the need for respect, confidence, recognition, achievement, status, self-confidence. So that's like the things where it's like somebody wants to move up in their career or they just want to be somebody of importance. But it's still kind of more so off of doing that for other people. And then the last thing on the pyramid where you see it has the brain, because that's self-actualization. It's really just internal, is what that symbolizes. And that's really the desire to reach one's full potential and personal growth. So self-improvement, pursuing meaningful goals, etc. And that's the last thing. But notice, you have to stair step this. So you can't get to self-actualization if you're worried about your survival and you're worried about your basic needs. Look how far you are from even thinking about the top if you're all the way at the bottom, right? So I look at it like it's survival, then it's more so um trying to look the part but not actually be the part. So an example would be if you see somebody at the bus stop, but they look as fresh as can be, as fresh as I'm is. They look fresh, and you're like, but you're on the bus. Where are your priorities? Then the next thing is where you're just actually trying to go for status and you're trying to really just climb the ladder and really have this external representation. But then once you get past that, so that's like once you get a couple 100,000 in the bank and you actually get yourself together, and then or $1 million, then what do people start thinking about? Okay, what really is my life purpose? What really am I here for? What really impact am I meant to make on this earth in a positive way? And that's when people start getting real philosophical, right? When they're at that last step, they don't care about material things anymore. They've already reached certain levels and degrees of success. So then they get to where they actually want to self actualize in some way. That's really how people should be wanting to progress in their life and move up to. That is you could say, that is the way that we're actually supposed to kind of traverse and move up. And I feel like that would make you a well rounded human being. So, again, what I notice is that I've seen it when I first got out into the job force or the workforce. You may go to work like a fast food place, and there's still old people there working. They never got out of the first step, which is the physiological needs, which is their basic survival needs throughout their entire life. From child to elder, they're still at the first step, physiological needs. So understand that you can get stuck there. And just understand, until you get past there, you're not going to be able to move up to the next things, the next stair steps, and you're not going to really get to experience life to the fullest, ultimately. Kind of is what I think that guy was conveying somewhat. But y'all, we're going to leave it there. This video is going a little long. If you can like the video, I greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second. It actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you can hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button, then it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller content creator, we get more points per hype. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.